Hello everyone, I'm DW, and welcome back to Orcs Must Die. So this time around we're given the Steam Trap, which is probably the most useless trap in the whole game. I was challenged in the thread to make a video on this trap, but this is not that video. I'll explain all about why the Steam Trap is useless when I get to that video. But for now, we have the stream.
I feel more connected to the rifts every time I defend one. It's like they're filling my head with more smartness.
So this is a pretty simple, very open level. We basically have this winding path through here. We have two gates, and we have a third gate for a new enemy type, flyers. The most difficult thing about this level is that it's really hard to set a definitive kill box. So we're going to basically have traps that are laid out across the entire level. So there you can see, we're introduced to the Hellbats, and they're not so bad. They're a bit of a pain though. They have a lot of health and you really have to headshot them. Anyway, let's get our loadout. We're going to take the wind belt, of course. We're going to take the archers, of course. Spike traps, tar traps, arrow walls, which would be fantastic on this level. And of course, the spring trap. So the spring trap is great on this level since it's so open, very easy to set up areas where enemies will just walk right onto it. Although it may come back to bite me in the ass, but we'll get to that much later in the video. So you can see the spring traps doing their great job just throwing orcs off into the drink. We have these couple of boom barrels laid around and we will be making use of them. I really should use boom barrels more because you can do this. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, so now I'm going to try something. I usually don't do this in any time that I attempt this level, but I'm going to try to take out some of these flyers with an arrow wall there. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. You can see here, the arrow wall was placed a little too low. Fortunately, you can take out these flyers in a single headshot, but if you don't get a headshot, then they take a lot of damage. I probably should have brought shock zappers and placed them right above where the flyers are coming in, but I've been using that trap a lot and I wanted to give it a break. Also, you can see that arrow wall is being triggered by the orcs that are being thrown by spring traps. Get a nice little Rube Goldberg-esque machine here, and it looks like we got a guy who's bugged out. Fortunately, single blast of the wind belt and that fixes that. Let's sell this trap and set it slightly higher. Unfortunately, now I have it up a little too high. It's okay. Let's get some archers up. Now you really want to be setting these arrow walls up so that they are shooting into like the line of enemies, you know. That they are fantastic for this level. Oh, you gotta love the ragdoll effect on this spring trap. Now, runners on this level are vicious. There's so many of them. And they're so hard to hit. They're really squirrely with their pathing AI. Not so bad on this wave, but sometimes they'll be running zigzags and just really hard to hit. Oh, looks like we got another bug. You know, it's weird. I've never had this problem on this level until I recorded it. I'm trying to grab him with the alternate fire of the wind belt.
Let's do it again.
But whatever, it just ended up working. So now we have a break wave, and this time around, these guys are going to be coming from the other door. And this other door really makes this level challenging. Like, it's really hard to set up a efficient kill box to deal with both doors, and these guys are not at all far from the rift. And it's especially hard because you can't really like easily wind belt them into the acid like you can the other doors. You know, by shooting them off that way, you risk throwing them onto the other platform. So you can see we're trying to bunch them up and throw them into the other hole. And just dealing with these flyers. You know, I didn't remember until the end of the video that I could zoom in, so... And zooming in makes those long-range shots on the flyers so much easier.
Looking good.
So we're going to set up some arrow walls there, and now I'm debating about selling everything here and moving it over there, but I decided not to do that. Eventually I'll get that same sort of checkerboard pattern over in front of those arrow walls. It helps out a little bit. It would probably be better if we had the upgraded spike traps, but I've, you know, opted to go with other upgrades for this playthrough. Since spike traps, they're really good early on, but after a while, it's just once you get brimstone and some other floor traps, they're just there's just better options. And you can see here, I'm trying to keep an eye on to see if that spike or that arrow wall actually is dealing with the flyers, and it's not. So eventually, we are going to sell it. These pesky runners.
Is that all you got?
So now we're going to get some spring traps.
I almost feel bad for the orcs. Except,
And
not really.
something happens in this video that I've never seen happen, but doesn't happen till a little bit later. See, these spring traps, well, generally they're far enough away that they won't fling guys up onto that platform, but I had it twice happen in this video, and I've never seen it happen before, so you gotta love that. But it's okay.
In the face.
See, the problem with the spring traps is that they don't really deal any damage, so you really have to rely on either chucking them into other traps, or into the void, or into lava, or acid, or whatever. Now, I put that arrow wall in the center of the wall there, because it will, that's where most of the enemies pass when they're coming through that area.
Oh yeah, I'm awesome.
Alright, and we got a second break wave, but... So now we're going to get some more checkerboarding over here.
Decorations.
I don't really know if checkerboarding is any more efficient than laying down a line,
No way. Other way around.
especially since we don't have like we don't really have those traps upgraded in a way that
Flyers.
that gives them like dots or some other sort of additional effect. But I'm in a habit of checkerboarding. So far, those spring traps are working out all right. I don't know why that one set off. I guess there was maybe a ghost, I'm assuming? I have no idea. Also, you might have noticed that that one orc's walking animation decided not to happen and he just sort of slid across the ground. I think there's enough video evidence to showcase that this game maybe might have a few bugs, but that's okay. It generally works. Let's sell this arrow wall if it will let me. Come on, let me sell it. Oh, there we go. Let's set up more arrow walls along this area. Now we have to deal with some ogres. When they're coming through that far gate, it's not that bad. But eventually they're going to be coming through the other one over here. And that's a bit more of a headache. Right now, we also don't have that many archers up. We only have the 2 that the map starts with and the 2 that we set down earlier. We're going to try to stun this guy and let the arrow walls recharge, but fortunately he went down fairly quickly. There we go, look. He like bounced up there. I've never seen that happen before. It makes me rethink those spring traps, but we're not going to sell them. We're just going to spend all of our money on archers, or at least most of it. Nope, all of it. And we are on the last wave. So you can see this ogre is very annoying to deal with, and he's of course accompanied by runners. Now I want you to watch the mini-map, because a runner gets through and almost makes it through the rift. But he doesn't pass me. I'm pretty sure he somehow gets on the ledge from one of the spring traps. See? Fortunately, our archer buddies dealt with him. That was, whew, scary. Because, you know, if any guys get through the rift, that's 4 skulls. And we don't want 4 skulls. So now I remember that, oh, I can zoom in. And that's it. That's the level. And there's our 5 skulls. A pretty middling score, although well, at least now we can start to get combos. We got a little too close to the par time for my liking, but it's hard to set up a kill box on this level. So let's buy some upgrades since we have 15 skulls now. Thinking we'll improve the barricades. You know, having cheaper barricades is very helpful in the long run, especially in the coming levels. I debated maybe getting cheaper spring traps, although for some reason it says lift traps, but whatever. We're gonna go with barricades. Alright, I've been DW, thank you for watching.